excited about it. And yeah, I think one thing that we've lacked in the last couple years is just being strong enough to close off of a hot pace. And going into today, I knew I didn't want to do any leading. I did that last year, and it tends to be swirly wind in Hayward, so really just trying to stay on the shoulder of whoever was leading and just turn my brain off. So, but yeah, just knew the way that the spacing of the prelim and the final is, we train on a 3-week or a 3-day cycle. So workout, easy day, medium day, workout. So I was well, I mean, this would be a workout day. So just trying to close out that last K, and truthfully, that might be the only time I've ever actually smiled in a race. I felt like I was just big cheese in the whole last 600, and just because I feel so good and know that there's a lot there that I didn't have in years past.
So talking about that last month then leading into this, what are some of the things that are working so well for you to put you in a position to be able to move like that?
Truthfully, I didn't really get on the track much in the last couple months. I did a lot of I was up in Crested Butte training with Emma. We only had track access 2 times in April going into the China Diamond League, and then no track access in April, and I didn't even go over hurdles in April. So not even the day the day before pre-race, but I think calming my body down, coming off a weird wonky week leading into pre, just slowing down my easy days, really recovering so that it can really hammer on the track. It was my first few workouts on the track, and I was just consistently on the track the last few weeks, getting some sharpness in, and training with Corey and Danny, 2 really great 1500 runners. So really just hanging with them in 200 and 300 reps, and just really gave me a lot of confidence in my speed.
Does that give you a lot of confidence in executing it in a race like that, heading into a final?
Oh, of course, yeah, definitely. I'm assuming that the pace will be a little hotter in the final, so at least that's what I would love. But I feel I can finally make that switch, that gear shift the last K or so that I know is needed to make the team. So I'm really excited with where I am.
Yeah, your last 1K was a 2:55. Did you know that's how fast you were going?
I mean, I ran a 2:53 in practice 10 days ago, so it's not surprising to me.
Yeah.
It felt good, just kind of having a little bit easier of a first 2K and just kind of rolling into it. It felt kind of seamless to make that transition. So I was kind of tired of getting hit and boxed in, so I was I'm ready to go. I was only supposed to go the last 800 to 600, but I was I'm gonna go early. I just can't keep doing that. So yeah. But,
and as you said, you have a couple days to recover now.
Yeah.
How do you approach the next 2 days?
Just being as mellow as possible. I tend to get really in my own head sometimes, so I feel I've done a really good job the last month of just calming down and worrying less, and just knowing that the hay is in the barn and we've done a great job. Pretty much this whole last 365 days. I had a big reality check last year at USA's last year, so just I feel a very different person and athlete, and that's really exciting for me, and I can't wait to showcase that in the final.
Do you write Paris down at all, or do you let your mind go there? I mean, do you write it anywhere?
Well, I don't physically write it really, but I think after the China Diamond League, that was my first global stage kind of situation, and it was really exciting to see where I stacked up against the very world's best. So of course in my mind I'm yeah, that could be the Paris final. You never know. So I mean, it's definitely in my mind. That's the end goal. So yeah.
Track is a sport that's trying to experiment with different things and offer prize money. For World Athletics is offering a gold medal, $50,000. Does that, how life-changing would that be? I mean, I know life-changing, the goal would be life-changing, but with $50,000, would that help Gabbi Jennings?
Oh, any money would help Gabbi Jennings. I mean, if this is going public, let's start a GoFundMe. No, just kidding. I'm very well taken care of by Adidas, and I love them. But yeah, prize money is a great incentive to keep going out there and racing against the world's best. And yeah, it would be game changing for sure. I'm 26 this year, so I'll be getting some new bills in the mail with health insurance and such. So yeah, anything is great. I mean, yeah, I love seeing track athletes get the appreciation that they deserve via money, I guess. But yeah, I mean, the sport's growing, so I think prize money should too.
Well, it's funny because do you think about prize money when you run, or I mean, you know what I mean? Because you can. It's a job still. I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I sort of did last year, but I realized that is such a stressful way to approach the sport, and I realized it just puts so much pressure on you, and I realized just going out there, not stressing, just doing what I love, it's gonna all fall into place. And that's, yeah, I mean, people at the top of the sport probably don't have to worry about money. People kind of on that bubble might have to worry a little bit, but I've learned that like if you approach it like an athlete at the top, like things will just fall into place, and so yeah.
And we've seen an exponential growth in women's sport, especially I think the WNBA, right? And you see what's happened there and the explosion of popularity.
Yeah.
How do you think we can kind of take some of the ideas that they're implementing and bring them to track and field as a whole?
Oh, we're coming out with the big questions. I didn't come prepared for this. I didn't do my homework. I don't know. I mean, I feel like the efforts that USATF and like World Athletics are doing are working. I think like I'm really excited to see the Netflix documentary coming out, like Sprint, set July 2nd or something. I'll be watching it as soon as it debuts, and hopefully, I mean, they'll do a great job with the documentary, and like we'll just keep increasing the fan base. But yeah, honestly, I have a little bit of like race brain right now. I probably couldn't give you any like super like detailed ideas, but yeah, I think we're on the right trajectory, and I'm excited to see how it keeps growing and growing. Like I don't know if Snoop Dogg left the house, but I'd love to see him around, so that's pretty cool.
Did you see Steeple next after Sprint?
No, I didn't.
No, could you see that?
Oh, I was like, wait, are you serious? Oh my gosh, I gotta go straighten up. But no, I mean, that would be really cool. I feel like Emma, who's like such a like light in the sport and in the event, like really helped grow the event, especially in the U.S. Like it would be so cool to have a documentary about her. Like I mean, she's gone through it, and like she just is always on top of it. So I mean, that would be really cool. But obviously, there's like more people than just Emma. But the sport is really cool. The event's really cool, and like it's very unique. So it would be really, really awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well done, Gabbi.